Guess who it is? Guess who it is? Is it it? Is it he? Is it I? Is it him? Is it me? Yes, it is. It's JT, Mr. King of Controversy. Up for review, Mr. Raider himself. Well, I shouldn't say. Now I'm gonna say it, Mr. Raider himself. Mr. Accurate, Mr. Right, Mr. 100%, but also known as the King of Controversy. It is I, it is he, it is him, it is me. Yes, it is the one and only JT up for review. I think I said my intro twice, but I'm just working on it again. But thank y'all for coming. We're gonna make this quick. Sorry I'm late. I had to eat something. I go meet up with some people. But shout out to I think I did the fattest thing you could ever do today. Um, well, who knows? It possibly might be the fattest thing. I bought some from. Well, I went to Del Taco just to get the caramel cream cheesecake, and I made a trade with somebody else at Jack in the Box. They said if I buy them a taco, they'll give me an egg roll, and we made it. Two tacos, two egg rolls. Made the trade. So shout out to Nicole and I think her man was Stephen or Stefan or I forgot his name. Oh well. Appreciate y'all, man. And they just happen to ironically be Chicago fans. So, you know, get them out of here. I'm sorry, y'all Chicago fans. It's going to be a long day for y'all this week. Tomorrow. Yeah, what's up, y'all? What's up, Rob? How you doing, Rob? Anthony, man, what's up, man? It's going good, man. I told you I was going to pause today when I was on Twan's, the Brown Cracker podcast with, Raider Twan. Go check that out. I jumped on there today. But I said I was gonna pod, and I'm gonna pod today, man. And as you can see, I'm giving the keys to victory for week 3. The game plan, what needs to happen, what we need to see, what we need to do to get the W. It is gonna be a tough game, but I do have us winning. I do have us winning. This was the first, I think, win I had chalked up for the season for us, but it's gonna be a little tough. But again, thank you for everyone that's showing up. And I see y'all liking, hit the like button when you join, subscribe to your people. Again, I'm sorry that I'm late, but I did have a couple of errands that I had to run. It took longer than expected. So thank you all for joining. But actually, and I am prepared today. I am prepared today for y'all. Like I said, man, we got bulletin board materials. If y'all can see bulletin board material, I will put that up, and I'm gonna break this down because I'm gonna go over this later. But yeah, man, just a couple things we need to go over, man. Like I said, offensive woes, what we need to go over, what we should expect, what we need to do. Um, Also on defense, we're gonna talk about a lot, man. But like I said, the game plan today. Well, actually, it's not 12. It's 12 somewhere. So it is 12 o'clock. Hey, for Alpha Casa, it's already Sunday. So what we need to do is, I mean, you've seen the title. You know what I'm saying? We need to treat this like Forrest Gump. Run, Ashton, run. I don't care if it's Ashton back there. I don't care if it's Zeus back there or Zamir White. Some people don't like to call him Zeus, but Zamir is back there. I mean, I don't care who it is. Whoever is back there, get it. Get it done. We need to have about 40 to 45 attempts tomorrow for game day. If we do that, we pretty much have the game sealed and solid. If we don't, it's going to be a long day. If we have to pass, it's going to be a long day. We cannot win the shootout. Um, so, like I said, really, it's obvious. The keys of victory: prove we're stronger. I believe we're a tougher team. I believe we're the stronger team. I believe I believe we even might be the mentally tougher team because Chicago is young compared to us. We're a little bit of an older team now, and Chicago is still young in their nucleus with the players that they have. So they still have. They're very temperamental. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how the tempo of the game is going, they ride waves. They go up, they go down. They're very bipolar with how they view things, and how their momentum is. Like they're very momentum based. So if the momentum's against them, they look terrible. If the momentum's with them, they look damn near unbeatable at times on offense, and they have a lot of weapons. But again, they're very fragile. They're very young, and they can be broken. Their will can be broken. Their spirit can be broken, but so can ours. So how would we win? How do we need to go about? Do we need to implement our game plan? It's really simple. We just got to punch them in the mouth. It's a real simple game plan that I feel we should have. It shouldn't be nothing intricate. It shouldn't be difficult. We shouldn't have to do trick plays or anything. It just needs to be weakness on weakness, strength on strength. They're not the best running team, and we're not the best run defensive team. Um, some people could see that as a strength for us. Some people could see it as a strength for them. I personally feel we are the bigger and stronger team. We do have the older team, and I think we have a better, stronger will and strong mind, and just stronger body. So we just need to beat them up. Just make it an ugly fight. Punch them in the mouth early. Like I said, if we win the coin toss, if they lose the coin toss, take the ball first and let's dictate the pace of the game and how the game's going to be played. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna shorten the game up. We're gonna run it and run it and run it, and then we're gonna run it some more. That's what I want to see. That's what we need to see. Um, um, I can say I said this on Twan's. Like I said, I was on Raider Twan's podcast today, and he went live earlier today. I said, man, I really don't care about the wins and losses. What I'm caring about is seeing development and us progressing and getting better. I know Nate was asking, how do I feel about JPJ not being at center? And I said, I'm not upset about it, but I'm not going to be happy about it if it's not effective. I understand that Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll had a plan on what they wanted to do and they're committing to it. So I'm not mad at them committing to something that they've seen that that's something that they're implementing. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to critique it. I'm going to say I don't see why they did it, but I can understand what they're doing, and I'm happy to see that Pete's committing to it and not backing down or not, um, you know, giving in to the pressure of the media or just the fans who think this is a stupid idea. Again, I appreciate everyone joining, man. I think what 20 people right now. Could be less or more. I don't know what the accurate number is, but thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it. Niner again. Hey man, I appreciate y'all Niner fans. Y'all say y'all Niner fans, but hey, Niner fans be in Raider lobbies all the time, Raider chats. So we think y'all really some undercover Raider fans. We understand. It's hard to root for us. We understand that, but man, we all know we got the best colors in the game, and you want it done that silver and black. So salute to y'all, man. You know, as Anthony stated, I don't even think it's a Wang Wang choker gang. That's what I think. No, I don't do that bang bang. They ain't pops, man. They ain't getting. Pops says bang bang. Have you ever wondered how far you can stretch your before it rips open and they fall out? No, not really. Um, Maybe if you're a Niner fan, that's a Niner fan could probably answer that for you. I can't, Amy. Um, I do need to get some mods in here though. I might have to mod somebody. And I might have. I'm going to add you as a moderator, dog. Uh, just in case if I don't see anything, you can get it for me, bro. Yeah. Um, but we'll go ahead and do that. I shout it to you, brother. But yeah, man. Um, but but where was it, man? That shit threw me off, dude. Flex. That was a wild question, brother. I don't even know why I even went and read that. But yeah, man, the game plan is real simple, bro. I'm gonna show it to y'all again, man. Bulletin board material, man. Run Forrest run, man. I know y'all see it, man. You just gotta run the ball, man. This would be the perfect time for us to acquire and build our identity and what we're trying to do. We still are an identityless team. We don't have an identity. We're trying to establish an identity. We need to establish an identity. I think it'll be beneficial to coaching staff. I think it'll be beneficial to the team. It'll be beneficial to just the whole Raider organization from top to bottom, including fans. Like we just need something to. Uh, I appreciate it, Ed, man. I appreciate it. We'll see. Give it a trial. I just, uh, I know other people were minds. I don't know what happened, but it is what it is, man. I went through some issues. I was shadow banned. I found on this. I was shadow banned on Twitter as well. After I got into it with Mr. Hater himself, who hates Derek Carr. Like I got into it with him. We had a little spat. So yeah. But anyway, man. Uh, but in reality, man, what we need to see is 35 rushing attempts or more. 30, like I said, man, we're gonna get right to it. 35 keys of victory, 35 rushing attempts or more, man. We need 35 or more. That would give us a good sample size of what we really have and what um if he can carry the load. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we really haven't pushed it to the limit with any of our backs. I don't think any of our backs have really been pushed to the limit. I want to see how they are when they're tired. I want to see us wear somebody down. I want to see the offensive line get an opportunity to really put their weight on someone and just wear our defensive line down. Let's see if we can beat somebody up. Like this would be the perfect time to beat somebody up. They're not the strongest team. They ain't got really big run stoppers there. Um, and I think we could take advantage of that. But for us to win, we really do need about 30, 35 rushing attempts. If we got to pass the ball over 30 times, we're probably most likely playing from behind. We shouldn't be throwing the ball that many times, especially in this type of offense that Chip Kelly runs. He's really a run first guy. I'm pretty much his whole he had the ability to pass when he was at Oregon, but again, he's so far from Oregon. I don't really put Oregon on it. Even at UCLA, he wasn't running that much, and at Ohio State, he just had so many athletes at wide receiver. It would be a travesty if he didn't dial up play calls for them. Um, Parsons about to cart off Prescott. He probably might, man. I think he's going to get like a sack and a half and probably have like 4 tackles. I think he's going to have an impact on the game, but he's not going to be the determining factor. But he can be. I think he's just going to have like 4 tackles, 1.5 sacks, and it goes from there. I think the Packers should blow them out personally. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Like I said, there's a lot to see. So you can say things on paper, but when you finally lace them up and put all the pads on and you get on that field, it's a whole different game. Um, so 35 rushing attempts. We need to have about 2 to 3 rushing touchdowns from the running backs as a whole. The whole running back room. 2 to 3 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, preferably up the gut, or even I want to see some creativity. We need to see some type of creativity from both coaching staffs on both sides of the ball, from defense and from the offense end. But we're talking about offense right now, so 2 to 3 rushing attempts. Rushing touchdowns. Like I said, I want to see an average yard per rush of 4.5 or higher. If we can get 4.5 per rush, we're good. We're sitting fine. We're gonna win that game. It could be an easy game. But if we get anything under 3, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough, but commit. Let's just commit to it. I understand it looks bad. It's a struggle. Commit to it. Even if we're down 7, 10 points, still commit to it. So I knew I had another mind. I knew Twan would be here. What's up, Twan? Man, you a little late, man. Uh, Amy, you know what? I'll have one of my you know what? So one of these Niner fans, they'll try it for you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I just, I'm not I don't do all that. Um, but like I said, man, 35 rushing attempts, which will allow us to possibly have 2 to 3 rushing touchdowns, but we have to get at least 4.5 a clip or four. So even 3.8, 3.9, I'll be happy, but I really want to see us at a 4.5 clip per rush. You know what I'm saying? And uh, step on them early. Step on them early. First percentage touchdown Bears. First percentage stop them 4 and out. Wait, what? I don't get. Win the coin toss. Ask for the ball. Step on them early. First percentage touchdown Bears. First percentage stop them 4 and out. Is that like the betting line, or what do you mean by that? No, because if I'm gonna say what's like if our scenario for the drive is I want to yes well we're at home so we don't get the coin toss, they get the coin toss, but if they lose I would love for us to get the ball first. I want the ball first so we can dictate how the game's gonna go. um Percentage first down percentage of a good play, I would like that to be a positive play. um I would love to see them go 3 and out. That's something that I do talk about on the defensive end. I'm going to talk about that as well. Um, what's up? Never say never. All right, Justin Bieber. Appreciate you for stopping by, JB. What's up, Lance? I mean, how you doing, nephew? What's good, man? Appreciate you for stopping by. We just, talking about some Raiders and the game plan of what I want to see, what I think what we need to see, not what I think, what we need to see that really will change the attitude and how we view the Raiders for the rest of the season. But again, right now, it's all about the run, baby. Commit to the run, fully go to the run, 40 attempts, 35 or more attempts, preferably 40 or more. Like I said, 2 to 3 touchdowns, 4.5 per rush attempt. Um, I also think if we do that, it's most likely we're dominating the ball. Third down conversions, we definitely want to see. I want to see third and two, third 1.5. I don't want to see no third and don't want to see long down the distance because I just don't want to see passes. I don't want to see us passing the ball as much as I would love for Brock Bauer, who was my fantasy draft tight end. I really don't want to see him involved in the game unless he's catching touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? And that's off of play action. If we're doing passes off of play action, that means we're established to run, and that means we're really developing and we're building upon confidence within the run game. And I want to see that more. So yes, if we develop, like I said, if we get to 35 rushing attempts, that play action is going to be highly involved in this. Screens, you know, I don't want to see too many screens, maybe 2 to 3 screens. Five max, five max, 2 wide receiver screens, and on third down, like third and long or something, we see some halfback screens. Gentry, yes. I think Gentry isn't on locks. It's just we just haven't been in games to where we really could just uh focus on just running the ball. We've been behind so much. It's like you really can't. And if they're really trying to win and they were. You have to throw the ball to keep up because the run game was abysmal. It wasn't working. They didn't have a game plan. I understand blocking was a little rough and there weren't holes. But I have seen in footage that there has been holes. They just been missing them. It comes down to the X's and O's. As Chip Kelly, you have to coach it up. Let them know that cutback lane is there. Um, Gentry has to be a little bit more patient, when holes are there. He has to see the hole. A lot of times, the gap that he's supposed to run to is filled. There's another gap open. He just has to see it. Josh Jacobs was amazing at it. He just has to get better at it. Uh, I think we were definitely spoiled with Josh Jacobs and his running ability, and we're taking it for granted. You know how good he was. Uh, established a run of what? Established a run of you want your passing game to flow. Establishing a run will allow you to for your passing game to flow. I think is what you're saying. At West Side SC. Is that Eric or is that Ern? Either or, man. Appreciate you for stopping by. But yeah, I definitely want to establish the run and help with just the short pass game. I don't, Trey Tucker has been emerging. I think Trey Tucker is the number one receiver and needs to be the number one receiver. He is the threat that everyone was saying D'Anthony was, or I just think Trey Tucker is possibly our number one receiver from the looks of it. He's our number one. Um, he just has the ability to get open, and he is starting to become uh, a similar target for Geno that Lockett was downfield, and I like to see that. But yeah, first game Geno did good to win. Second game, I'll comment on the first game, but I don't think they did good at all. They just played a terrible team who gave the game away. They did everything to lose the game, not anything they could to win. Second game played straight trash. Third game online worst performance probably ever. Hmm, what do you think about that? First game, I think New England did everything they can to lose. They lost the game more than we won the game. I'll be honest. Um, but in the NFL, a win's a win. They're hard to come by, so I will definitely take it. But it was foreshadowing of things to come, and you saw that in the second game and the third game that it wasn't the Raiders doing what they needed to do to win game. It was more New England did everything they can to lose the game. Uh, so yeah, um, and that's why you still have a team that doesn't know their identity or doesn't have an established identity at week four now. They're struggling in every aspect of the game. Um, they're predictable. Chip Kelly's very predictable, but I knew that was going to happen. And NFL coaches are highly more advanced and they're better prepared for figuring things out than they are in college. The skill gap is so close, or lopsided, and it's not as lopsided as in college. So the things he was doing in college, you just won't get away with in NFL. Um, but back to my topic at hand and what I want to see. Like I said, 35 rushing attempts or more. If I come, and that's at 4.5 yards a clip. Passing 20 to 25, 20. I would like to see a max of 23. Well, a max of 25 passing attempts. Max. Um, and if we do pass, I want them to be positive. I would love to see passing yards per play at 8 yards per play. 8.9 really. Because I don't want us to pass that much, but when we do pass, I definitely want it to be unexpected. I don't expect the defense really to be aware of what's going on and to be leaning on a lot of man coverage, which allows our receivers to get open, get downfield, possibly, break a tackle. Geno is an accurate quarterback, so if he hits them in stride, it gives him still a chance to run um, and move the ball downfield more. So around 8 yards, 8.9 yards per catch. And I would love to see, one to two touchdown passes max. You know, excuse me. But that's what I want to see. Um, like I said, I have things written down here. Like I said, we have bulletin board material, and that's what I'm reading over here. I would hang it up. I just don't know where to hang it up. I got another bulletin board I'm going to write some things on. Like I said, man, this is bulletin board material. Offensive key plays, man, for offense. What we need to definitely see consistency. Consistency. The two C's: consistency and commitment. Like far too much. There isn't any commitment. What they have committed to is putting JPJ at guard. So if you can commit to that, then you can commit to the game plan and just commit to running the ball. I don't care if we're down 10 points. I don't care if we're down 17. Run the damn ball. Run the damn ball. Establish yourself. Build confidence in your line. I understand they don't have any confidence, but if you commit to the run and consistently run, even if they lose, give them that experience to give them that time. Right now, they really don't understand the concept that you want from them or their position within this concept. I don't like it, but I understand this is what you're running, so commit to it. Force them to learn, force them to understand. Understand it's trial by fire, but you have tape, coach them up, but still commit to the program. You came here with a plan, you came here with an assignment, you said you came here with, thought process in mind. Well, show it because from what I'm seeing, it's too inconsistent. It shows that you're not committed. It shows that you're still trying to figure out. It shows that you're not acclimating to your team. You're making them acclimate to you, and this is why you're failing. Far too many times you have coaches that will come to an organization and they'll say everything right to get into the organization, and that they'll adapt their play calling to the abilities of the players, and they'll fix their offense and work their offense around the players. And then when they get in position, they do the total opposite. They do a 180. They now are forcing them to confine to what they want or what they see them as, not them coming over and be like, you know what, I see something good in this kid. I just want to enhance what I see. I want to make it better. No, they're completely changing what the kid is. Like you drafted a kid who was amazing in college, and now you're trying to make him into a player he's not, and you wonder why he's having issues. You know what I'm saying? Again, it goes back to identifying the talent and enhancing it and making something better. You're not making nothing better. You're trying to recreate the wheel, and that's just not going to happen. Um, but yes, now who is going to be key? Now, what I want to see, what I want to see, key players, key players on offense tomorrow. Tomorrow. You know what? No, 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 no. Key players. Key players offense. Now, with what I say, y'all, with what I was talking about, what we've been talking about, who do you feel I think is going to be a key player tomorrow? Who do y'all feel is a key player? I'm writing it down right here, but I want to see y'all talking in the chat and guess who. There's. I have three key players. Three key players. Who are the three key players that you think, from what I'm talking about, need to be 100% a part of the game plan and involved in the game plan? And what do you think their statistics should be in the game for tomorrow? Mhm. Anthony says Trey Tucker, Gentry, and Brock. Okay, I can see those. I can understand those. I'm gonna go. Anybody else want to say anything before I put my first one down? Who is the most important person tomorrow? Yeah, I would say player. I'm gonna say most important player, not person. The most important player tomorrow is Ashton Gentry. And what do we need to see? 30. Ashton Gentry, 30 attempts. I want to see 30 attempts from this kid tomorrow. 30 rushing attempts. He's young. I understand they say no, give him 30 rushing attempts. How many yards do you think he should have with minimum 30 rushing attempts? I think I've already showed it. 30 rushing attempts. I want 120 yards. 120 yards. Very doable and capable against a weak defense that Chicago is right now. They're unbalanced. They aren't truly engulfed in the system, and it's just not working. Now, 30 attempts, 120 yards. Now, I did say one. I feel he gets two. He should be able to get two touchdowns tomorrow. Two touchdowns. Two touchdowns. Yeah, what's going on? Salute. Salute. What's up, Jay? What's up, Jay, man? Appreciate you for coming, man. Appreciate you for stopping by. But yes, Ashton Gentry is a key player tomorrow. One of the most important pieces tomorrow. Really, he just needs to establish himself. Um, he's the number one running back by default, but I'll be honest with you, statistically wise, he's not. Um, but yeah, tomorrow, 30 attempts, 120 yards, at least one touchdown, but I have him for two. I have him for two. Uh, Now, the second player, second most important player, you know, after AJ. Who do y'all think second second player, most important player is for the Raiders tomorrow? Who do y'all think? Who do y'all think I'm gonna say? But who do y'all feel too? You know, because for me, so what I think most people have it as. Nah, Brock, that would be a good one. What's up with those names? For me, Zamir White. Zeus is the second most important player. Why? Because for me right now, he's the backup running back. How many attempts do I want to see him at least have? Or I think that he will have in the game? Should have at least 15. 15. Between them, that's about 45 attempts, right? With 15 attempts, he most likely have around 65 yards, one touchdown. Now, that's just what I feel he needs just for us to get the win. Is Zamir 15 attempts, 65 yards, one touchdown. What I think he needs, right? So the black is what is needed for us to win. What I want to see and I would like to see is Zamir get 20 attempts. I want to see him at 20 attempts, right? 20 attempts, 88 yards, and one touchdown, right? I had Ashton at two touchdowns. I have him, so that's three rushing touchdowns between our two backups, our two courts running backs, between our two running backs, right? What I think he'll possibly get if they do this, if they commit to the run Forest run, if they commit to this thing, they'll be about 45 attempts, 45 attempts, and around almost 200 yards with two touchdowns. Now, if they commit to the way I want them to commit, we get a 50 rushing attempts. We have around 220 yards rushing and three touchdowns. That's just from our running game. Now that doesn't even include the running minus the sack yardage. I'm not including sack yardage. Just running. We're not subtracting sacks because sacks should come out of pass plays, but they come out of run. But even with that, overall, around 220 rushing yards, three touchdowns, 50 attempts between Ashton Jeanty and Zamir White. Now, the third player Third player, y'all have been saying him already. Yes, Mayer is out. He's on concussion. He's listed out with a concussion. So he is not playing tomorrow. I think I know your third guy. Who's my third guy? Y'all, I will. I'll give y'all a hint. Y'all have said him. Who's the third guy? Who you got? At? Who's gonna be the third guy? Not funny. No, it is not Josh Beck. But he is in the room though. T Tuck. T Tuck. I know y'all call him AJ Cole. Um, he needs to hit his field goals. But T Tuck. T Tuck. He's gonna be the third guy that's really important for the game. Why? He's going to get an opportunity to catch another touchdown. Now, what it looks like he's probably going to get for. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, what possibly is going to happen? Yes, Trey Tucker and four, four receiving yard, four receptions, 60 yards, one touchdown. That's what I kind of predict what his stats will be in the game. What I would like to see from him, what I would like, because again, I don't want a happy pass offense. Maybe give him 6 targets max, 6 targets. Out of those 6 targets, he's going to get 5 receptions. 5 receptions from me. And with those 5 receptions, he's going to have a big play. Oh, I do want to say he's going to have a big play over 20, 25 yards. One of them's going to be over 25 yards. I have him at 75 yards receiving. I'm at 75 yards receiving and a touchdown. He might, if they do it, he should have a rushing. He could have a rushing touchdown a month. So I have him again. The purple is my stats and what I want to see. The black is the game plan that they need to have just to win the game. So 5 receptions, 75 yards, one touchdown. These are the three key players. Three key players for tomorrow. For tomorrow on offense that the Raiders need to succeed and win this game. They need Trey Tucker. Doesn't seem like that's like a big game, but that would be a really big game because it dictates and tells you that the Raiders are really dominating the run and the ground attack, which means they're controlling the ball, which means that they're getting first downs, which means that they're winning the time of possession battle and they're keeping the Chicago Bears offense off the field, which is only going to frustrate their whole organization. Even their coach will lose his cool and get frustrated if they're not on the field. So that's what I really, really want to see is the Raiders dictate pace, dictate the scheme. I want them to be first. I want them to be first in dictating how the game is going to be played. Physical. We need to have yes. Tomorrow, tomorrow's game, we have to win the physical game. It has to be physical. Physical. We have to win the trenches. We have to win on O line. We have to win on D line. Yes, one's harder than the other, but if we win the trenches, we win the game because we're going to keep their offense off the field and they can't score. Completely double him 60 yards. Completely double for him 60 yards in the touchdown. What do you mean double? Double the receptions? It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be. It needs to be a physical game where we dominate. And this, like I said, this is the perfect time we can show dominance on the offense and really build confidence within that offensive line. Um, and just turn the corner. Now, oh, the most and like I said, the most important. I forgot this. The most important person tomorrow, and it's not just one. It's being physical, but the most important per, person tomorrow is the O line. The O line is the most important person tomorrow. They dictate everything in what the game plan is going to be, the scheme is going to be, how the game is going to be played on both sides of the ball. Our offensive line will dictate how that game goes. If we're losing, they're playing terrible. If we're winning, they're playing great for that game. The most important part is the O line. They will be responsible for us winning or losing this game. Yeah. Now, now, like I said, there's a lot more we can talk. That should have been no, it shouldn't have been my first. I closed with them being the most important. We're gonna close with them being last. They're grand closing. We need to close with the most important aspect of the offense tomorrow. The most important people is them. I mean, I could put Chip Kelly, but no. In reality, I'm gonna put the offensive line, the whole offensive line, all of them as a unit. It's one. If they're one tomorrow and they're on point, we'll be good. We'll be solid. We'll be straight. We most likely will win the game. If we're not, there's a possibility we can lose the game and lose it pretty bad. Um, but yeah, but overall, keys to victory for the offense is what we need to see: 35 rushing attempts or more. And what I want to see with the rushing attempts, we need to have two. I want to see three, but two rushing touchdowns. Two. We need to see two rushing touchdowns. They have to have at least a 4.2 to 4.5 rushing yards per average, rushing yards per play, 4.2 to 4.5. If we do that, we're staying on the field. And if we stay on the field, that means we're getting first downs. And if we're getting first downs, that means that's going to be clock that we're eating up. Because if we're running the ball like that, we're going to have long drives, we're sustaining drives, we're extending drives, we're building upon that, and we're giving more time and more experience to our inexperienced offensive line within the confines of this offense. So that's why the offensive line is so important for today's game. Like I said, 4.2. We need to. Here's things that a lot of people aren't talking about. What we need to see in three of the 50 to 45 rushing attempts, three have to be more than 15 yards. 15 yards or more. Three of them have to be at least 15 yards or more. Is what I would like to see. One of them over 20 yards. Three 15-yard plays, one 20-yard rushing play. That right there tells you that your confidence is up. You're building. He's seeing the hole. He's getting to the second level, and not just him as a running back. He's getting to the third level. That means our O line is getting to the second level. They're getting on blocks. They're holding pucks. They're pancaking people. They're creating holes. They're creating gaps, and they're putting our running backs in one-on-one, opportunities with safeties and corners. So I want to see three rushing attempts, 15 yards or more, and one rushing at 20 yards or more. If we do that, we absolutely win this game. Um, how many screens I want to see? And when it comes down to passing, I don't want to see no more than 4 screens. Five, I can, five. I'll give you a little leeway. I still don't want to see more than four. If we're throwing more like that and we're not up, we're in trouble. That means they can't throw down the field. That means they're not trusting the receivers or they're not trusting Gino. if they're throwing the ball like that much. Like I said, what did I write? Seven period, seven pass attempt. So on average, what I would like, for passing, 20, 20 to 25 passing attempts, no more than 25. Please no. If we're throwing more than 25, we're losing. And with the passing, 8.9 yards a clip per pass play, pass, not even pass attempt. I want per pass play, meaning we got the reception. For every reception, it has to be at least 8 to 9 yards per reception. And I want to see one touchdown. Probably to Brock Bauer for fantasy, but Trey Tucker's probably most likely going to get it. And if it's to Trey, I need to have him at least one play over 20 yards. One catch over 20 yards, Brock will catch over 20 yards. Now 15, 20, you know, and that's what we need to see on offense. Now when it comes to defense, when it comes to defense, it's going to be a rough day for y'all tomorrow because Chicago has athletes all over the field, and it's it's really pick your poison. It's pick your poison because we're not good at any part of the defense. But if I had to pick one thing, excuse me, if I had to pick one thing to take away, I'm taking away their passing ability. I want them to. I'm grounding the ball. I want to take the air out of the ball. I don't want them. Their best playmakers are their receivers in the open field. So we don't want to get into a shootout. There's no way we win that game. There's no way we win a game in shootout, or if it comes like a pass happy game. There's just no way. Um, make them run the ball. Ground the ball. Uh, take away their air attack. However you can. I I truly don't know how to in Patrick Graham's offense. I mean, it's obvious what we you need to do, but he just doesn't do it. He doesn't blitz. He doesn't stack packages. He doesn't bring eight to the line or nine to the line and go just play, straight man. He just doesn't do it. He just doesn't do it. And it's not about not having personnel. It's just he's just scared to do it. So find however you can, ground the air attack. Um, hold them to zero big plays over 20 yards. Just hold them to play. Honestly, 20 might be a stretch for this team. Just hold them to under 30-yard play. No big plays over 30 yards. None. If we can do that, we're sitting solid. Y'all sitting amazing. Y'all really are, overachieving if we can do that. Third down conversions. Right? Third down conversion rate can be no higher. Let's say third down. What do you think? Their third down rate can be no higher. 30%. I got good writing. Has to be 30%. If we hold them with 30% third down conversion rate, we got this game in the bag. We'll have 2 wins. We got this game in the bag. That will be us winning the game and not us, them doing everything they can to lose the game like New England. If we hold them to 30% conversion rate, third down conversion rate, we're winning that game because we're doing everything we can to win. Um, now that we are forcing them to run, um, is Swift playing? Is Swift playing? Is he healthy or is he not healthy? It you know we need to hold him to three yards per rush. You know, for us, you know what? 3.5. Give us 3.5. If we can hold him under 3.5 per rush, we're sitting solid. Mm-hmm. What our goal are what our goals for defense, we have to under under 280 yards for the game. 280 total. Yes, yes. 280 total yards. Not just one rushing or passing. Total yards. We need to hold that team to under 280. Meaning 90, around 90 rushing yards and have them try to hold them 180 passing yards. You know, that to have them under 280. You know, key players. Who do y'all think are going to be the most? Who's the most important defensive player tomorrow? And I'm gonna tell y'all, it is not Max Crosby. Who's the most important? Gino only passed. Gino's passed for more than 50 yards. He can get that in one play. I would love to see him get that in one play. But the most important defensive player tomorrow. I should write it down. Yeah, the most important player tomorrow. Adams on defense. He's the most important guy for us tomorrow. He's going to be the key guy who's going to be spying and watching the running backs out the backfield. Kuntz, I would love for him to be a big factor, the most important factor, but he is not. But he is on the list as the key guy. But no, Adams, because his responsibility, what he's going to have to do tomorrow, is going to be key in us having successful defense or not. Simply because he plays such a roaming role and has so much responsibility. He will be vital in how we guard the running back. So Adams is most important. He's also one of the better tacklers on the team. I know a lot of people are talking about how the effort for tackling was. It's an issue. It's always been an issue. It's nothing new, so it's nothing surprising. The second player, well, it's really not the second player. I really think it's the whole room itself. Is the And honestly, Adams is going to be part of that room as well, right? And actually, Kuntz is probably going to be part of that team as well if they put him back. Well, no, he won't. He'll be on the line. So scratch Kuntz. But really, the linebacker room, the linebacker room, linebacker room is going to be key tomorrow. Yes, they're going to be keys for the victory tomorrow. Also, all of them. Adams is going to be rolling. You know what I'm saying, like nickel and things like that. But White, you know, he's our tackling machine. So he's probably going to have the most tackles in the game for us. But he has to complete the tackle. He can't be missing. Um, we definitely need to get these running backs on the ground or the wide receivers on the ground as soon as they catch the ball or they're running around. We really need to get them on the ground. We can't let them run. They definitely have too many playmakers, which can be scary. But if they don't get the ball in their hands, there's nothing they can do. You know. But White, they have White. He's out there. Pratt is another linebacker. They're very, very important factors for us tomorrow and how we're going to defend this offense, and they're going to dictate and lead and push the abilities of this Chicago offense and see what they can do. I do believe we can. Our linebackers can stay with their tight ends. I do believe our linebackers can stay with their running backs. I don't think their running backs have the best hands. They're not like Marshall Falk up the backfield. And excuse me. And Pratt, he's gonna have to step up and be there. I'm not even worried about last week. Last week was last week. We understood what happened. We seen what happened. We got to let that go. We got to move on. We got to move forward. I'm not going to continue to look in my rearview mirror on what we did last week. Last week was last week. It happened. We went. We mourned. We got that out the way. Now we're on the week 4. We've seen our mistakes. We're not going to make the same mistakes. We're not going to do what happened previously. Plus, Chicago is not as good a team as the Commanders are. I understand a lot of people are talking, oh, we should win that game. Cause no, we weren't going to win that game. They had too many people. Again, they're closer to a complete team than we are. So just because they were one player down didn't mean that they were a one player team. It's a team game, and they've got enough skilled people to beat us without their leader. But if I was to answer your question, just far too many. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't count. Um, I think I went over everything. Yeah, because the defense was simple. The defense is really simple. Take away the air attack, force them to run and win at the point of attack. Really, discipline, defensive line, discipline. I've been preaching this for far too long. Please just be disciplined. Please just do. Let me write this down. This is very important. This is very important, especially for you, Max Crosby. Max Crosby. Do your job. Do your job. Hold on. Emphasis on the exclamation point. Do your job. What does that mean? Responsibility. Your responsibility is to play this lane. Stay. No, let's change this. Stay in your lane. LeVar Ball. And that's what we're going to call that. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Fill your lane. Please just stay in your lane and handle your responsibility. And we are good. I'll have nothing to complain about. Far too many times. I've said it far too many times for far too many years. The reason why our defense is so far undisciplined is because of Max Crosby. And it's why Max is so great as a player is his freelance ability. Now you can be a freelance player. You just got to make sure your team knows how to play with you as a freelance player. There's nothing wrong with doing what you do. You're amazing at it. But damn, you be leaving people to dry and you be making people look bad. Because I know if I was on the defensive line and you was to do that to me, dude, we would have to fight. Because you can get me fired for doing something like that. By being out of position, by going wide, you know what I'm saying? And just know. Um, lane responsibilities, gap responsibility, gap discipline, gap discipline. It's it, emphasis on gap discipline. If we do that, we win. I don't see the Bears beating us if we play gap responsibility. There's no way they can run on us. Just they shouldn't. They shouldn't be able to if you stay within your lane and your responsibility. If we do those things, if we do everything that I just talked about, if we do everything that I just talked about, we if we do all that, we win the game. We win the game if we are disciplined, we are disciplined, um, consistent. For discipline, consistent, and just this isn't a word, but it is a word in football. Tougher, tougher, toughest. I mean, we just need to be a bigger, stronger team, and we win the game. Just play big man football. If we do that, we win the game. If we don't do that, what happens then if we don't do none of that? It is, man. Stay in your lane. That should be the audible. I should be the audible. I would call that, stay in your lane. LeVar, just LeVar Ball. Get slapped again. We win again. But yeah, man. Those are the keys to the game. You know, if we handle that, we do that, we win the game. Simply because Chicago is weak minded. They're very young. They're very fragile. They have egos. And when they don't get the ball and they start losing, the diva is going to come out. We are, we are, we are. Manifested. We are the tougher team. We are the stronger team. We are the older team, and we should beat them and treat them like little brothers. Tomorrow is going to be a tough game. It's going to be. I don't want it to be a long game. If it's a long game, we can be in trouble. But no, no, no. We are. We are the tougher team. We're the stronger team. We might even be the more disciplined team. We might even we might be the more disciplined because we're not the more talented team. We're just not. You, you know. So we're going to have to take advantage of the opportunities that they're going to give us. This will be a time, and I'm going to say this now. Caleb Williams will give us an opportunity, especially if they're playing from behind, which is why I want to get the ball first and jump out onto them and make them crack. Test their heart. We need to test their heart, test their will, test their patience. They're young, they're very impatient. Let's force let's dictate the pace and what we want them to do and force him to do something that he's not comfortable to do so he makes the mistake. Because they're good, but they're just not ready. That's why Ben Johnson went there and didn't come to the Raiders. They have a nucleus there. They're good, but they're just not ready. So this is a perfect time that we can step in and beat them. Uh, AJ needs 30 rushing attempts. Chip Kelly, 30. That's going to give him the ability to really seep in and give him confidence that he can carry the load in the pro. Yes, it's cool to be able to do that in college, where you're when you possibly can be bigger than linebacker as a running back for in certain schools. Um, I forgot what I was really saying, but yes, it's this should be a simple game, but it's possibly going to be our most difficult game. But it shouldn't be, and that's quite frustrating, especially for me. What do I do see the Raiders doing? I see them winning this game. I see us winning this game 28, 27-14. Uh, but the game shouldn't be that close if we're really rushing the ball like that. They're just not prepared. They're not built. They're not built for what we need to do. They're just not built. Um, but with that being said, that is a breakdown of week four's game plan. I'll be doing this every week. I'll be doing this every week we play, giving out a game plan of what we need to do and how we need to do it when it should happen. I'm also going to start not just critiquing, telling you guys what is needed. Um, we're just showing you guys what goes into gathering all the information and putting it on whiteboards or um, composition books, you know, taking notes. Um, it's just a lot of work. It's just a lot of work, that goes into these. It's just going to be a lot. It's just going to be a tough game that we should win. And I don't feel confident as I should, but I'm wonderful confident. And the fan in me is trying to come out and jump out. But I don't want to let him out because, like I said, we can run off the next 10 games when it's not realistic. Um, but um, offense run, defense make them one dimensional. We have to make them one dimensional. We can't allow them to have at will their full playbook. Take one side away. Just take one side away. Because if we don't, it's going to be an extremely long day. And depending how bad it can get, some people could get fired. Some people need to be fired. Not saying no names yet. Some people deserve to be fired. Um, but in reality, they're just going to get the opportunity to make more money um, that they shouldn't be allowed to make because they're just not helpful with player and player personnel. But with that being said, let's get into these chats, man, and see what's going on. Let's respond to y'all a little bit. Um, I get this. I get this O line. I would. I'm sorry, butter. I get this online. I would blank something. Gino to run for some first and not get sacked. I think you're saying I get that the O line is good, and uh, and that you would want Gino to run for some first downs and not get hit or get sacked. So pretty much you're saying is that you want to see Geno Smith run a little bit more so he doesn't get sacked or move the sticks. Uh, yeah, man, I'm gonna definitely do everything I can to enjoy the game tomorrow. Like I said, I'm not too high, I'm not too low on it. But it definitely, we definitely needed to. Like I said, once we build confidence, once I can build confidence, and I'll feel better about picking for the Raiders. But it's just it's just hard to see the abilities that we have or lack thereof. If things go bad tomorrow, I'll have a positive word for everyone. Yes. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Swan. So tomorrow, after the game, I know there's a lot of people who like to watch reviews or like watch Mitchell Rins and things like that on on Twitter or X. In Twitter chat, I will be running the Raider recap, the game recap room, uh, which is the ability to where you can come join the channel, speak your mind, speak your piece, talk about whatever, whoever, whenever, when it comes to the Raiders, not your personal life, just when it comes to the Raiders. I'm running the Raider channel, post game channel, the vent channel, express. It's called Raider post game. Raider express yourself. It's gonna be post game express yourself radio with Raider Nation and up for review. That's what it is. It's Raider talk. You come in there, you can say what you want to say, you can speak how you want to speak. Just don't say no hate stuff, hate speech stuff. Um, but you will be allowed to talk. You will be allowed to speak. You'll be allowed to ask questions. You'll be allowed to question and speak upon the team, the ownership, player, personnel, anything with the Raiders organization, not their personal life. Just when it comes to football operations on the field play. Nothing personal, nothing off field, no criminal. I will not respond, and if you continue to talk about it, you will be muted. You won't be kicked out, but you will be muted and you won't be able to speak going forward in the group, but you'll be able to listen to everything. So come join the channel. It'll be Las Vegas Raiders recap and rant at your wish. Um, if And like I said, I would try to get Twan in there, have him come in there, bless the room, pray for the room, pray for everybody. Again, Twan tomorrow is going to have service for Raider Nation service. It's a certain Sunday service for Raider Nation. So go ahead and join him. He'll probably what time are you starting? I think 7. I think he said it was at 7 p.m. It'll be 7 p.m. tomorrow after the game. Um, but we're gonna get him in there and definitely have him bless the room and say prayers and possible Hail Marys for us because it's gonna be a long season. It's gonna be a long season, so we're definitely gonna need all the prayers we can get. Um, uh, I will be, like I said, I'm just covering up. There's a lot of stuff that I will be talking about in the future, but I will be doing everything I can to get to I did commit and say I was going, so I am going. I am going to the game on November 19th at um, the LA Charger game against the Raiders. I'll be there. Afakasi Raiders gonna be there. Dirty gonna be there. Twan hasn't been able to give an answer, but he's definitely doing everything he can to get down there. He possibly will be down there. I know there's a bunch of other people. I think Ben is going to be there. So there's going to be quite a few people that within the nation that's going to be there. I think Cap is going. I think Cap is going on. I don't, or he's not going. I can't remember what he said. It's either he is or he isn't. Um, but yes, we're going to that game. There's gonna be a tailgate. There's gonna be interactions. Pull up, come see us in person. Come see me in person. I'm definitely a lot open now. I would love to see and meet you guys and talk about it. I'm using my phone right now. I don't know. Is the game on November 30th or is it the 19th? I don't remember specific. I thought it was the 19th. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't have my planner in here. My planner is in the other room. I don't want to get up. I know it's in November. I know it's in November. Specifically when in November, I'll have to double check to make sure. I could be wrong about that. Um, but yes. Uh, well, besides that, I pretty much talked about everything. It's the 30th. All right, so my apologies, y'all. It's November 30th, not the 19th, which is even better. It gives us more time. So that's going to be after Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? So post Thanksgiving Day game. You know, so on November 30th, it's me, Apakasi, Dirty Raider, Lunatic possibly might be going. I'm not sure if he is, but I'm throwing him in there. You know, Raider Twan. I believe, I think he said Gravy in there. Gravy, Ben, Alpha and many, many more, and many others that are going to be there in the silver and black, donning this logo right here. There's going to be a lot of us there. I'll be there. I think possibly my dad might be there. You know, since he come out and being the King Controversy dad, you know, you see where I get it from. Um, but yeah, man, Nate, so it's gonna be there. So I mean, you know, we gonna be there thick. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take over the, it really isn't us taking over, it's just our stadium. It's just ours now, you know. We gonna fill it out, uh, possibly have a blackout party, you know. Um, yeah, because I don't want to wear white. It goes with their helmets. I want to do the total opposite. You know, we're going to a funeral because they're gonna get murdered that day. So definitely have a blackout. Everyone's there. I will not. I will not be wearing my Bono shoes. Unfortunately, I am 0-5 in person when I wear these shoes. 0-5 to Raider games. I will not be wearing the Bono shoes. I'll be wearing some other ones. Um, it is this. It is definitely our stadium. And preferably, I hope it is our stadium tomorrow. But from what I'm hearing, there is a lot of Chicago. Chicago is deep and heavy in Vegas right now. Because I know quite a few people from Chicago are here in Arizona and they're going to the game. So yeah, we might lose the battle tomorrow. We'll have to go to a silent count because they're going to be heavy in Vegas tomorrow. Um, but if y'all have questions about the team, hit me now. I'm gonna give this another 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm getting a little tired. I've done 2 pods today. Ooh, it's crazy. Been a full day. Um, and it's just been a busy day. Doing research, looking into things, getting a game plan on what really needs to happen, and just focus on what can work, what will work, how it has to work for it to be successful. Um, again, don't forget tomorrow, after immediately after the game, I will be running the Las Vegas Raiders Spaces, Twitter Spaces, or X Spaces. I will be running that, so you can come in there and discuss your views on the team, win or loss, express yourself, express your excitement and enthusiasm in a win, or your frustrations and your sorrows in a loss. I will be there. You'll be able to communicate with me directly. You'll be able to talk to me. You'll be able to ask me questions on what you're looking for, what you want to see, why we're not seeing this. I'll give you the best explanation I can. Um, how I can or what I'm seeing and breaking down the game that needs to be broken down for you guys. I know there's a lot of content out there, but nobody has the ability to do the Raiders channel or the Raiders Spaces. That's me. I will be handling that. There will be a lot of people in there. There probably will be some trolls too. So just be aware. I will still, depending on what the trolls say, allow them to speak and interact. But I won't allow for the disrespect. Um, what can coaches improve for tomorrow? What can they improve? X's and O's. The simplest put X's and O's. It is a big issue right now in the simple aspect of just making dumbing football down. They're not doing it enough. They're not focusing and building a playbook with schemes for specific players. Like Trey Tucker should have 5 to 6 plays just for him. Ashton to have about 2 or 3, maybe 4. 2 or 3 pass plays, 2 or 3 rushing plays. But these are specifically built for him, for them. Uh, Jacoby Myers could be another player. Brock, Brock. I know Michael Mayer is out for concussion, but even Michael, we have the best tight end room in football with Brock and Mike. Um, Man, I wish Mike well. Hope he gets well, man. I hope he gets that concussion in order. He's able to come back next week. Um, excuse me. Sorry. Uh, um, but that would be really what the coaches need to improve on is really coaching of the players with X's and O's. Um, improving improving their knowledge within the playbook. Um, understanding their responsibility and and that's really it. That's what I would say about what by tomorrow what they can improve. That's what they can improve. Um, Also, a good pep talk. You know, we really didn't have a raw coach like that, so now you kind of have one, even though he's older. See what that can do. When it comes to motivation, motivation is another one. Um, but with that said, y'all, I'm almost at an hour and 20, almost an hour and 30 minutes. It is getting late. And we need a rest for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We need our rest for tomorrow to watch the game. We focus on the game, enjoy the game. Not just the game, but enjoy the day tomorrow. Uh, it's, it's been an amazing time. I enjoyed everyone who came. I believe we got up to 20 some people watching it. most times, or 18 or 19. You know, it's one of those. We went over the game plan. Like I said, on offense, it is run, Ashton, run, run, Ashton, run. That's the game plan for tomorrow. Running backs need to have about 40 to 50 carries tomorrow. No excuses for them not to, especially against the Bears. Um, that's on offense. For defense, make them one dimensional. One dimensional. If we can do that, we will most likely win the game. Um, if we don't, if we don't, come into the channel. Come join spaces. Let's talk it out. That's what we can do. Let's come talk it out. You know, come get this therapy. Come sit in the chair. We'll talk about it. But yeah, if we lose, it's gonna be a long, long day. But with that said, man, I could be anywhere in the world, as Dirty says, but you're here spending your time and gracing your time with me, and I gladly and humbly appreciate y'all for sharing your time with me and giving me an ear uh, just to listen. Um, it's truly a blessing to be able to talk with y'all, especially after what I had last year. It's a blessing. I appreciate y'all for understanding and waiting and allowing a brother to go through what he needed to go through and recover from what I had to go through. So thank y'all. Um, I know there's a bunch of times I said I was going to apply and I just didn't. My apologies. I really just didn't have the energy to really do it. So uh, thank y'all for the people who reached out and just was checking up. Thank you. Um, with that said, man, y'all have a wonderful night. It's been a pleasure. I'm rambling now. Thank you. I'm tired, so I know y'all tired. Get y'all rest, man. It's gonna be a good day tomorrow because we are gonna get the dub. And that's what I think it's 2 o'clock in the morning. We all gonna get here and say Raiders. You know what I'm saying? I got people in the house can't say it as loud as I can, but y'all say it for me, man. Again, run, Ashton, run. That's the game plan. One dimensional. We're gonna make them one dimensional tomorrow. We're gonna punch them in the mouth early. We're gonna dominate the O line and the D line. We're gonna dictate the pace of the game. We're gonna dictate the game plan, and we're just gonna dominate and overpower them and just bully ball. Just bully ball them. And if we do that, the Raiders will have two victories. And we'll have two victories. If we don't, we'll just have to wait and see what the outcome's gonna be. But it was a pleasure. Yeah, have a good night. Later. JT, it's the King Controversy. We out of here. I'm gonna see y'all again. I will be here next week. I will be here tomorrow, and I will be on Spaces after the game. Check me out. And that's Las Vegas Raiders rant. I don't. You'll just see it. Just type in Las Vegas Raiders. We're up for review, and you'll find the spaces. Yeah, have a wonderful night.